If the rich get really, really rich, they save. That pushes up asset prices and pushes down wages. So then you have this economy where the assets are really, really expensive and the wages are really, really low. What that means is, what you do for your job doesn't really matter. What matters is the assets your parents have. We're moving into this economy of inheritance. You know, my dad, he worked for post office for 35 years and he owns his own property now and he's got like a relatively safe, comfortable retirement. You can't do that now. Working is not working. In a crisis, the billionaires got richer by 22%. Biggest ever single year billionaire increase in wealth, ever, during a crisis. And then afterwards, when the government needs money, do they go to the billionaires? No, 2.5% extra tax on ordinary workers. I started to bet that there would never be a recovery, and I was the most profitable trader in the world at Citibank. This is the top of the multi-storey car park in Ilford. I used to come here when I was like 15 with my friend Anthony, who was a really good friend, who we used to smoke up here basically. And then when I was 16, I got expelled from school and I stopped smoking. I was like, I'm not doing this anymore. But I still used to come up here with him. I remember one time it was like sort of summer, sun was setting. I'd been expelled from school, but I said to him like, you know what, like I'm smart, I'm good at maths and this kind of stuff. Maybe I'm not just smart, maybe I can really do something. Here at that moment in the summer with the sun going down with Anthony smoking, I decided like, nah, we're gonna try and do something real. Well, it's a small house and it was quite crowded. I didn't have my own room. I was up there with my brother, who is a lot bigger than me and was perhaps a little bit aggressive when we were kids. So I didn't have much of my own space. This is probably the last time I'll be here, maybe.
Yeah, maybe will be, yeah.
It's strange to think. Yeah.
When you were little, we were always into numbers. And I taught you how to add and I taught you how to subtract. And then we'd invite your friend up the road and we'd have an adding up or subtracting race.
Do you mind me asking like how you got expelled?
The thing is, officially it was for supply, but that gives the impression that I was a dealer, but I wasn't. Like we all had some and it happened to be me who had it. I was the one who was holding it for a group and I was the one that brought it in. So it was like, who brought it in? It was Gary, but like, I was not a drug dealer. I was just like, you know, we were kids, we were smoking, we brought it in, I brought it in one day. Like a lot of my good friends who were like super smart, super bright, super ambitious, super talented. And then like drugs turned up and like everything, they're young, ambitious kids. They want to be the best at drugs and then they start taking too much. So in a mad way, like getting expelled, I think was one of the best things that ever happened to me because it stopped me from smoking, it stopped me from doing drugs. Look, I'm from here, right? I'm from a poor family, right? I'm not big, I'm not strong, I'm not handsome, I don't have like good connections, but I had a good fucking brain. You get one gift, you'd be an idiot to waste it, basically. I did really well in school, I got really good grades, and I got to the LSE, London School of Economics, which is a top uni. Somebody came to me from the year above, and he said, Citibank hire one trader a year through a card game. And I had like 2 weeks for the final, and I spent just 2 weeks just like memorizing this game. In the final, I lost, but it turns out that I'd done so well in the previous rounds that they intentionally rigged the final against me. It was like, that was it, you're gonna get an internship. I went to see my mates and they were living in like Borough, London Bridge, South London. I got really drunk and I remember just being like, this is it, I'm going to be a millionaire, I'm going to be a millionaire. To make money as a trader, it's not enough to be right. You need to be right when other people are wrong. We've got a problem here of inequality. Nobody's realizing it. Nobody's going to do anything about it. It's going to get worse, not better over time. And then that means we're not going to get a recovery. So I started to bet that there would never be a recovery. And by the end of that year, 2011, I was the most profitable trader in the world at Citibank. And then I got paid a lot of money and everybody just said, well done, mate, do it again. You can see how it's a really dangerous spiral. If you allow inequality to get out of control, the powerful people can use that inequality and that power to take the rest of the power. Ordinary people, they do not realize how rich the rich are. They think these guys just got a bank account with £1 billion in it, but they don't. They own your mortgage, you know what I mean? They own the office building you work in. They own the supermarket that you shop in. They own the hospitals that you go and get healthcare in via the debt, you know what I mean? These guys own the things which you use. It's like capitalism basically finished now. Like the winners and losers have been decided, and we're going back into a world like in the history, like in feudalism times, like in aristocracy times, where it's just like, if you're born poor, you'll die poor. If you're born rich, you'll die rich. And in the middle, you've got to make it work. If ordinary people focus only on making money will continue to be very difficult for ordinary people. The only way these people can make change happen is by uniting together and forcing it.